Welcome to Smuttynose TV. I'm JT. I'm going to be your host today. And over here on the purple couch, we have a special guest, Susanne Delaney, who is with the Portsmouth Criterium. The race is coming up on Sunday, and I'm just going to ask her a couple of questions about herself, about the race, and about beer and cycling, and a couple other things. So, without further ado, let's start.
Thanks, JT. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome, Susanne. So, what exactly is your role with the Criterium, and how did you get started with the Criterium?
That's a good question. How did I get started with this? Well, actually, the Portsmouth Criterium has a historical story. It started back in the 70s and last ran up until the early 90s. And when it was run by a gentleman by the name of David Balkin, who's a friend of mine now. And it was resurrected back in early 2001, I think it was, and then a new group, including myself, brought it back in 2005 after we resurrected the Exeter Criterium. It was gone for about 15 years. It just seemed like it was worth bringing back, and we have such a vibrant downtown. Bicycle racing is much more fun when you have a crowd to cheer you on, and it's fun for the crowd to watch. So it made sense to make the attempt to bring it back to Portsmouth.
How does a bicycle race die, I guess?
Well, you need a promoter. And it's a lot of work. It's very gratifying, but also can be very labor intensive. I've got a great team of people to work with, but what happens is you get a race director, myself, and you get a committee, and that race director after a few years says, okay, it's someone else's turn to run the race, and then they say it another year, and then they say it another year, and then all of a sudden they're like, no, really, someone else's turn to run the race. So that's how typically races have died out in the past. One thing that's really important is having a succession group and a new group to turn it over to, and that's something that we're in the works right now, is finding another group, not a group, but another race director type person to help me out. But the committee is it's been the same committee for 6 years, and I think they'll probably stay with the Criterion, as I will. But you do need a lot of help to make this sort of event a success.
You need a lot of help because you have to walk off streets downtown.
You got to work with the city is fabulous. I'll say that is the easy part because we have a fabulous city manager and his staff. We believe in community events like Portsmouth Criterium that not only bring in crowds of up to 7,000, but have a family environment. It's a focus on wellness, on getting children moving on bicycles. It's a great day for the whole family. There's a lifestyle expo. So there's a little something for everyone. This year we have a citizens race. There will be a City of Portsmouth team. There will be local bike shops participating. So yeah, it is a lot of work as far as planning and, you know, we have all kinds of different components of the race. But the big part is obviously the day of, just bringing it all together.
Sure. So the day of, you're going to be hanging out at the Portsmouth Brewery, sucking down pints while people are riding around in circles in downtown.
Oh, I wish.
Your work is done by now.
No,
right?
well, it should be, but I'm the one running around in Market Square all day long, pretty much. I'll get down there at 6 in the morning and kind of assess the parking situation. We do start flyering on Friday nights so people are aware that the streets are going to be closed on Sunday from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. So I'm down there early and making sure people move their cars. I'd like to do that courtesy so no one gets towed. It's not a good way to start your Sunday. We used to run into the coffee shops, and then we start setting up shop. And it's pretty impressive if you go down and park yourself on a table at Breaking the Grounds or Poplars and watch the show unveil. It's if you did it like one of those, you like filmed it and then sped it up, it would be pretty impressive as to all the pieces that go into putting this race course together, from the snow fencing to the start race finish banner going up on the truss, to all the hay bales. We have 350 hay bales that are going to be brought in from the local farm in Elliott. That's to secure the course and to make it as safe as possible. We have 100 volunteers that'll be running around in red shirts.
Wow.
And sweeping the corners, getting the tents set up, the VIP tent, the flatbed trailer that serves as their staging, right by Cool Jewels. It's quite a spectacle to watch it all come together.
7,000 people.
Yeah.
To watch a bike race in downtown. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Why are we involved? If it's this family lifestyle expo, I'm clearly an arbiter of a healthy lifestyle. I ride bikes all the time.
Saw the bike actually.
Yeah, that wasn't my bike. That wasn't my bike.
It's a good question.
How did we get involved?
Well, Peter Eggleston has been involved with this race since 2005. When I was rallying support to get this race back, he and I exchanged ideas, and I clearly could see that Peter was involved and a very big community supporter, and he made the first year possible. And ever since that year, he has been involved with Crit as the title sponsor. Joanne Francis as well. I mean, the two of them combined have just made our race possible, really. So why does beer go hand in hand with cycling? I really don't have the answer to that, but I do know that a lot of cycling events are sponsored by beer companies, and we're just thrilled to have a local brewer with the caliber that Smutty has as our title sponsor.
Great plug, thanks, Suzanne. That's good to know. I've wondered this. I've worked in a couple of different breweries. We've all sold cycling jerseys. And you know, I understand the beer side of it. I love beer. I've worked in breweries. Not really into cycling world. So.
Yeah, well, you'll see on Sunday as many cyclists that are racing on the course. They'll be in the brewery and hanging out afterwards downtown and enjoying themselves. And, I think the work hard, play hard ethic stands true with a lot of athletes. And just because they spend hours training and getting ready for a bike race doesn't mean they can't enjoy a pumpkin ale or a one of your fine beers.
So this is a great time for me to tell all of you people out in TV land. We have a couple of places downtown that we're working with that are official Criterium refueling stations. They're accounts where you can go and get a freshly poured pint of Smuttynose beer. They also have a couple of food specials. We're going to encourage you to go check them out. The Gaslight Company is right on Market Street next to the Portsmouth Brewery. They've got 3 different specials going on for the day. The Chef's Table, which is a new restaurant, they're also going to be providing, I think,
500 bottles of water for our racers and volunteers.
Yeah, so the water's for the racers, the beer's for all of you 7,000 people coming into town. Go by and check out the Chef's Table. They've got a really nice upstairs bar. They've got a nice seafood stew kind of special going on. Actually, it's a seafood pasta special, pardon me. And then the Blue Mermaid Caribbean Grill, just on the other side of the parking garage in downtown. They've got a Jamaican jerk chicken roll-up wrap going, so you definitely want to stop in and see them. I guarantee you'll be able to get a great selection of fresh Smuttynose beer there. And a Portsmouth Criterium pint glass. These 3 accounts will have limited amounts of co-branded Smuttynose Portsmouth Criterium pint glasses. So you should definitely stop in, get in there early. It's sort of like in Chicago, you know, drink early, drink often. Take advantage of the special offer. Speaking of beer, what's your favorite Smuttynose beer? Pumpkin ale.
During the winter, though, Old Brown Dog.
Brown Dog?
Yeah, pumpkin is my favorite in the fall.
What do you like so much about the pumpkin ale?
It's got that hint of pumpkin, but it's not overpowering, and it's perfect. It's very refreshing, and I think it's the best pumpkin ale out there.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
After that, there's really not much else to say, folks. I have nothing else. Anything else you want to add about the race on Sunday, Susan?
Well, I guess if you're coming downtown on Sunday and you're trying to figure out what you can expect, go to our website, portsmouthcrit.com. The schedule of events is right there. Our kids' race will kick off the day at 11 o'clock. The Lifestyle Expo also starts at 11. And the amateur races will start at 12. The men's pro race will be the finale of the day at 3:45. You can go to the Portsmouth Brewery store if you're interested in the cycling jerseys that Smuttynose carries, and they have special edition Criterium Smuttynose socks. So please come down on Sunday. It's a day of free entertainment for the whole family. The weather's supposed to be good, and I think you'll be surprised as to how amazing this event is.
And if you're hungry in the morning and you don't feel like waiting in line for brunch, Portsmouth Brewery is going to be having a pancake breakfast. If you ever have wanted to sit in the middle of Market Square and eat food without having to worry about getting hit by a car, this is your chance to do it. I believe it starts at 9 o'clock
to 11.
right in front of the Portsmouth Brewery, right on Market Street. It's going to be blocked off, so bring the kids. You don't have to worry about any tragic things happening.
$5?
Yeah, I think it is $5.
For pancakes, bacon, and a beverage.
A beverage.
Again, not to eat on Market Street and not be hit by a car.
Yeah, you know, I think I was eating on Market Street once late night, but it involved dillies and it was a little fuzzy, so I think this is a much better option. So hopefully you guys will come out and join us on Sunday. It's free.
It's
free.
free.
It's free. You can just show up and watch people in spandex whiz past you like greased lightning. So
it's a good description.
So thanks a lot. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Smuttynose TV. Thanks again, Susanne.
JT.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Joanne.